Hey everyone, it's Isabel, and yes, I have a white stripe going down my face. Don't mind that. But today's video is what I eat in a day on the low histamine diet with mast cell activation syndrome. And I really enjoy watching these types of videos myself just to see if, I can draw inspiration and implement what other people are doing into my own diet. Just because it's so bland, so restrictive, and of course everyone can tolerate different things. So hopefully maybe you can draw inspiration from my diet, even though I really don't think my diet's all that inspirational. And I also really enjoy these types of videos because you're not alone and you can see other people are eating so few things. And I don't know about you, but do you live to eat or do you eat to live? I definitely live to eat. But it makes it pretty easy to stick to the diet when you feel so much better on it. So, with all that said, please enjoy the video.
Okay, so this is what I'm having for, I guess you could call it breakfast, because I woke up a little later at about 11:30, and now it's already about 12, so I guess you could call it lunch. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, my first meal of the day. It's just some pasta with some olive oil and broccoli, and I put a little sprinkling of Himalayan sea salt on top. And I'd also like to note that you can see there's a lot of olive oil on this. Usually I just like enough so that the pasta doesn't stick together. But yeah, I was a little heavy-handed by accident, so, if it gets on the noodles at the bottom, then I just don't eat those ones, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it happens to the best of us. And also, the Himalayan sea salt that I use is actually considered to be an antihistamine salt. Like, it has antihistamine properties, just like Celtic salt and a few different kinds of salt. And that's kind of a staple because I know they say for POTS that you should consume a lot of salt. So that's kind of partially how I get my salt intake. And also, just being on a low histamine diet, the food is so bland. So I salt it heavily. So it's a few hours later now, and I got a little hungry, so I'm just going to have this peeled pear. And I always have mine peeled because when I was having apples and pears and the like, with the skin on them, it was causing me to react in a greater way. And of course, all foods have a certain level of histamine in them. Some are lower than others. So yes, this is a low histamine diet, so a slight reaction is expected with just consuming food, but you have to eat, so here we are. So it hasn't been too long since I ate that pear, and this is a pretty small portion, but I'm just having a burger. I believe it's grass-fed meat, along with some string beans and topped with some salt. So it's a lot later now, and I'm just having what I think is going to be my last meal of the day, my last food. I'm just having some pasta with chicken and olive oil sprinkled with some salt. And also a lot of other days, some days I have pasta days, other days I have rice days. And usually when I do the rice, I put coconut oil in it so it isn't sticky.